Pisces is a general reading for Pisces. This is Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Nine of Cups. I hope you're doing well, King of Cups. I'm just going to do I'm trying to keep this a bit more brief than the Cancer reading yesterday. Death, endings, beginnings. Also check your moon sign, rising sign, Venus sign, because you might find these readings also resonate with your particular circumstance or situation. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and just throw out the rest. Wheel of Fortune in reverse, recent past. Now, we do have both Pluto and Mercury are retrograding at the moment, so expect delays with things. Also, we have a full moon eclipse on the 26th in Sagittarius, so expect perhaps change, you know, some intensity. You might start to feel a bit more not optimistic about the things you're doing. Temperance, Four of Cups. So if you're feeling a bit as if things are feeling delayed for you, that's okay. That's you know, sometimes, you know, a setback or a step backwards or two can ultimately propel you forwards. And sometimes, you know, to have delays, they might feel frustrating, but can be a good thing, because it might encourage us to reassess things, slow down as well, you know, just go with it. Okay, so your central issue, Pisces, Nine of Cups. So that's your own fulfillment in life. You know, this is sort of self-love, self-care, looking after you. You know, if you're single or in a partnership, you're doing fine. You know, filling your own cups, making yourself feel good. But the King of Cups crossing this is an obstacle. King of Cups is water energy, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You know, it could be a love interest, Pisces, here. It could be challenging. You might be going through some challenges with a partnership. You might be feeling challenged in that sector of your life at the moment. But there's endings and beginnings here. This is Death card, Scorpio energy. So, you know, transformation too. And, you know, ideally, go with those changes, allow things to, you know, if there's some endings, things you need to end in your life, or things coming to an end, you know, to make way for new beginnings, allow those things to come to an end. You know, it can feel destabilizing, but, you know, change is, especially with the eclipse in the full moon eclipse in Sagittarius. Wheel of Fortune card represents Sagittarius. This has come up in the reverse, but it is about change. And perhaps, you know, in your recent past you have been resisting change, Pisces, and that could be a problem, because if you're resisting change, then you could also be losing out as well on, you know, things that are coming in for you that you know, that are centered around your, you know, your own material success, your own whatever. You know, you're giving, receiving. What's, you know, don't get into the mindset that to give, you know, if you give, then you expect to receive. That's not how it works. If there's change you've been resisting recently, Pisces, perhaps you need to ask what it is about these changes that you feel you want to, you know, resist. And you know, you might be blocking, you know, certain things from coming in. or even blocking yourself. And as I said, then you might be feeling a sense of not necessarily stagnancy, but the sense of things not moving as forward as quickly as you would like. The retrograding planets, that's often the way. It feels like you're being stalled, or there's hold-ups, or blockages. Three of Wands. Yeah, so you are looking out to perhaps new beginnings, Pisces. Perhaps that's something is coming up for you, the beginnings of new cycles. And you could be waiting, on things to change as well, and things coming in for you that might feel held up. But just go with that energy, don't try and force anything. Temperance, Sagittarius energy. Yeah, it's about you having to find a good balance. Now you might be having to rebalance as well, because you could have got a little bit off, and you need to ground your spirituality. Perhaps you need to meditate more, perhaps you need to get into nature more, to spend time with you, spend some time in meditation. Your material world, your spiritual world. You could be working on this, Pisces. You could have felt a bit ungrounded recently as well. Jupiter's in Pisces at the moment, I believe, which is a fiery energy, fast-moving energy, but it's also quite comfortable in Pisces, because Pisces, you're ruled by Neptune and Jupiter. So, this could be representing, change that's happening, and change that you might be also resisting, or might have been resisting. Yeah, and you could be around certain people who are, maybe not recognizing your value. This influences in other people's energy and other people around you, and your environment. So you could be feeling a sense that you're not being particularly appreciated. And this could have also caused you a sort of sense of understanding that changes need to be made. Perhaps you need to address things that, if you think something might be unfair, or that you've been treated unfairly, or not given enough consideration for maybe some things that you've been doing, or helping people. Perhaps you've been helping people in your community. Perhaps you're feeling a sense of being taken for granted here, but you're okay. Having seven of Pentacles here, it's a hope and a fear. You're very hopeful that you're grounded. You're looking after your own. You're dealing with everything you need to deal with. Your material world. Perhaps you're sorting out things to make your life a little bit more comfortable, growing your own sort of abundance here so that you can feel it, more comfortable, and that could be time consuming at the moment, Pisces, because you could be doing things, to not just for your stability now, but for your long term, and this could be something that you're focusing on. And you might be thinking of walking away from any conflict. You might be thinking of ending some, unsubstantial, friendships or contacts, or anything that you feel isn't really helping you right now, or could be holding you back. or creating delays for you. You could be looking at ways to walk away from that. You know, take the lessons you've learned. You know, understand that you know, on our life's journey, we we don't always walk with someone or a person for life. They, you know, we might have someone in our life who has, you know, been there for a period of time, and that sort of time expires. But you have the world in the upright, so you're looking out. I think, Pisces, you're seeing a you know, a kind of a possible a brighter future for yourself with the Three of Wands and the world. There's 2 3s here. You know, 3 is a magical number, and you might be understanding, you know, the direction you're going into, but not quite sure of where it's leading. It could be leading to celebrations. It could be leading to, you know, beginning to and have more gratitude. I think perhaps you're beginning to be aware of the things that serve your highest good and the things that don't. And you see celebration ahead. You see perhaps, you know, a brighter future for yourself. And if you've been resisting change, then, you know, that's okay. You can resist change for a period of time until, you know, change will occur anyway. So don't resist too much. Also perhaps don't invest too much of your time in, you know, in people who might not have a great deal of, you know, gratitude for the things you do. You know, Pisces, you're known to be the most compassionate sign of the zodiac, one of the most compassionate signs of the zodiac, and you know that can set you up for you know, other people taking advantage of your kindness. So watch that. Ignite your passions. You know, hold the space as well. Hold the space for love, maybe new love coming in for you. Keep an open mind, keep an open heart. Speak up if you feel that someone has not maybe taken advantage of your kindness. So be brave enough to walk away from, you know, people, places, things that no longer resonate with you, or make you feel stunted. You might want to be spending more time, you know, on your own or with your family, doing things that make you happy. You might feel that you want less involvement in maybe things because you're feeling overstretched. Or you might be thinking of ending a job, ending some kind of, you know, something that you might have been involved in for some time, and stepping back or stepping down. And what's your soul calling you to do? So, you know, 10 minutes of meditation will help you, and trust your path. If you knew you'd be supported, what would you do? Because of course you are supported, universe supporting you. Romance angels, please, for Pisces. Yeah, true love. Okay, so you might be King of Cups here, starting a new romance, in the beginnings of something here, and you're being advised that this could be this could be romance of a lifetime, and to make the effort. You know, great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. But I see delays here, some possibly resisting, you know, a little bit of resistance in your recent past. 25. Oh, yeah. Make sure you're doing the right things for the right reason, not people pleasing. And perhaps you should look at your traditional values. This could be the thing that your traditional values are being, put on the spotlight. You're being asked to look at, your traditional values versus new and different approaches to see what works for you. It could be a job change, it could be the end of something, an ending of, a cycle where you're faced with looking at what's coming up next, and how you might have to adjust your mindset here. Also, you might be needing to connect with more spiritually minded people, and finding that that is something that's necessary for you at the moment, and that anyone in your life who doesn't perhaps understand spirituality as and understand their own understand spirituality, it could be a case of that people around you who aren't on that page, who don't understand the spiritual aspects of life, aren't resonating with you, and that could be a case of walking away or letting go of people, places, things, that no longer serve your highest good. Archangel Uriel, your emotions are healing, which enables you to open up to greater love, and this could be why there's been resistance to change. You can also release anger and any unforgiveness from your heart and mind, and this could be what you need to work on. This could be where the delays are, Pisces, that if you can release any anger or any unforgiveness from your heart and mind, it's heavy to carry. So if you're holding on to any grudges or a situation that you feel that you can't forgive someone who might have hurt you, angered you, take that how it resonates. That release and forgive, because that is not for them necessarily, that's for you. And when you're healing emotions from things, and it could be past trauma, it could be the aftermath of a very difficult breakup, or broken heart. There's no need to dwell on how angry you might feel, or how you feel you maybe could not forgive that particular person, because that will just block you. And your desired outcome will occur in the very near future, so just have patience and faith. Don't try to force it. So you could have been, as I said, feeling a sense of delay, and having Pluto and Mercury, both planets retrograding at the moment, with a big energy shift on the 26th of this month. This could be, after the 26th, you might start to feel that things are going back into the certain momentum that you were perhaps in. But never, feel badly about any setbacks, delays, because that's usually there. It's intentional, because there's more time needed. For example, at this particular time, you can address your emotions, do some more healing, which will enable you to, open up. Releasing anger, anything where you feel that you can't forgive a person or situation, or even yourself, for mistakes you might have made. Don't beat yourself up if you have made mistakes. You have the power to make an impact, and you have no limitations, and love yourself. love yourself, which 9 of Cups is a central issue. You're pouring all that love into you. Keep doing it. Remember that you are important. You are the most important person in your life. You need a big fucking hug. Squeeze. I'm sending you a hug. And that could be it too. That, you know, you might be going through something, you know, which is emotionally, could be quite emotionally tiring for you. But you're being reminded to release, and you know, do release anything. A good way, if you still have anger or resentment towards somebody, you know, you can write a letter, a note, something. Write it to say that, you know, as if you're writing them a letter. You don't have to send it. You can just write them, forgive them, write down all those, that letter, if you like, as if you're going to send it, and then you can just burn it or bury it, and that helps you to release, you know, situations, circumstances, people, anything where you feel that you need to, you know, forgive or release any anger that you might hold towards that person, or yourself. You know, this could also mean that you have, you know, you know, you could be angry at the mistakes you've made. You could feel that you need to forgive yourself for mistakes, because that's ultimately, you know, incredibly important. And you have endings and beginnings, so the old really must be released so that the new can enter. And this, again, you have the transformation, the endings and beginnings card here, which is suggesting that that is a part of a process you might be going through. And it could be, as I said, just ending karmic cycles, coming out of, could also be behavioural, habitual behaviour, you know, that you could look at, you know, address your emotions when it comes to forgiving and releasing anger, and notice those emotions as they come up, and you know, you can clear them. As I said, you can write a letter to whoever it is you feel you need to forgive, or any anger that you might have, feelings of anger towards that person, and just release it that way, because that will help a lot. And if you need to cry, have a cry. You need a hug, go and get one. And trust your path. Accept change. Change is inevitable anyway, and will probably be, you know, start to be apparent after the 26th, when you might notice things, as I said, feel a little bit more back on track, and that, you know, the changes that are going to happen will start to occur after this full moon eclipse. And don't be afraid of them. Embrace them. Embrace change. Good way of embracing change is to start to do something that you've never done before. Do something differently. Start to find different ways of doing things. You know, stepping out of your comfort zone. Do one thing every day that scares you. That's a good motto. So every day, try and do one thing that scares you, pushes you out of your comfort zone, to understand how change works, and to get more accustomed to change. If you're having an issue around that, or have had issues around change, make chance essential, of course. Then that's all I've got for you, Pisces. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the reading, and you can subscribe so that you can get some updates of when I post videos. Okay, sending you lots of love. Take care. Bye-bye.